Scott, welcome back to InvestorStream. You've certainly hit the ground running in 2022 with some great progress reported so far, but before we talk more broadly about PH2's overall strategy, I just want to touch on a recent announcement that you made with respect to H2X Global, a company that you had a 24% stake in with an option to go to 48%. With respect to your strategic stake in H2X Global, you recently signed a JV with Advik High-Tech to manufacture fuel cells, generators and vehicles for supply into the Indian market. So what are the immediate next steps for the JV, and when do you expect your first product to be sold?
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, so we've really started the year really well. The JV with Advik, we think that's an excellent partnership. H2X have been working with them for some time. We think that will catapult us into India, but also set us up very nicely on the supply side. So we are able to take advantage of cost or the supply, the fact that labour in India is extremely cheap. So we expect this to not only be a story about India, and we're working well. We're already bidding with Advik. This is pure hydrogen on a number of deals in India, and we are likely to set up our own JV with them as well to exploit hydrogen opportunities within the India market. H2X has been a tremendous investment. We're very bullish about its outcome. They're looking to have operations in other countries, particularly Europe, where there's a lot of demand for Warregos because of the subsidies, and countries like Netherlands that subsidise the vehicle and others in Europe. We see a lot of demand for that product, and there's a lot of excitement and interest around hydrogen. We're extremely bullish about the outlook. Advik will allow the distribution of products within India and more broadly through the global supply chain that they're linked into as well.
Now, just on that, Scott, there's a discreet disclosure in the announcement which outlines that the JV with Advik is targeting 10,000 units within 5 years at around approximately $28,000 Australian per unit. You don't need to be a mathematician to see that there's quite a large potential pool of revenue here, and obviously the scope for opportunity is very significant with Advik. Looking at your stake in H2X more broadly, how is that investment looking for you, and what's the strategy for you moving forward?
The Power H2 units are extremely attractive and generating a lot of interest, not only in Australia, but also globally. We're seeing a lot of inquiry and also proposals going out on those units. We are targeting 10,000 units. We think that's achievable, given the sort of range of activities, the number of people that are talking about it, etc. So we see that as a very attractive offering, and one of the key reasons we were attracted to make this investment in H2X. The other thing is it really dovetails into what we're trying to do with pure hydrogen, in that once you've sold the generator, you also need hydrogen to run that generator, and that's where we come in. We can sell a package deal of not only the generator, but then the hydrogen that goes with the generator, and therefore, we're cementing a long-term relationship with that particular customer. So for us, a very attractive proposition, and anyone that has solar or wind or any other renewable type electricity, they need something like this to back up their electricity supply. So when the wind isn't blowing or the sun's not shining, they can then provide electricity to whatever they're doing. So this is a way of making clean energy investment really work. And so we're extremely bullish and attractive on H2X, and we think it's going to be a great investment for pure hydrogen.
Thanks, Scott. You've been on record of late regarding the company's hydrogen production strategy, saying the strategy covers 3 significant segments of the business. Can you just talk me through how this works with respect to the business as a whole?
Yeah, so look, we're trying to create an integrated clean energy company, and we think we're unique in the ASX. There's nothing else like us, and all the 3 separate arms all work together, but that in their own right could be billion-dollar businesses each one. If you think about the 3 streams, so we have a fuel cell technology company being H2X and PureX. So not only can you have fuel cell vehicles in terms of the Warrego trucks? H2X are talking about a bus that'll come out and is available now that's relatively low price compared to the competition. But having it in those generators we're just talking about, the technology is exactly the same in all those vehicles, that it's the same fuel cells that go in. So you have components that are replicated in that, and then by having scale, we can get the price point down and be very competitive and have very good technology. So that's one business, one arm our offering. Then we've got hydrogen supply. And so we're looking at 3 different ways of making hydrogen. Emerald hydrogen, making it out of waste. We're looking at turquoise hydrogen, making it out of methane, and green hydrogen, making it from water. So there's 3 different methods, and all of those methods will have application, and it can be used in Australia. Indeed, we're looking at now international markets as well. And we did announce last year we're looking at Africa, and now with the recent Advik deal, we're looking at India and other places in Asia. So there's a lot of opportunities there. There's a lot of running room. We can make a very big business just around that. And then thirdly, we've got our natural gas business. So we've got a very significant amount of contingent resources in our gas fields. We're carried on the Sawawi project in Botswana, but we've got Project Venus and also Willandora gas project. There's a lot of gas in all those fields. Again, we can dovetail it in with the turquoise hydrogen, use that gas resource to convert to hydrogen and maybe graphene, and get superior returns. So all of those different arms have got great opportunities ahead of us. We're very confident and bullish about our outlook.
Thanks, Scott. So are you in a position to give us a bit of an update on progress with respect to hydrogen manufacturing plants that you're set to construct?
Yeah, so the one that's nearest term is going to be Emerald Hydrogen at Caboolture. With that, we've been partnering with CACH2. Our idea is, where possible, look to partner with people that have expertise and that we can leverage that expertise and, if you like, be the developer of hydrogen economy and ecosystem. And that's really the key about it. So that plant is certainly proceeding quite well in terms of the progress to date. We're having regular meetings every week. A lot of the issues are being dealt with, and we've got a detailed design. We're going through all the approval process. There's a lot of things that are happening, but we're pretty confident we'll be able to have a plant up and running within 12 months. We're confident about that. Everything seems to be pointing in the right direction. In terms of the other sort of things we're looking at, a pilot plant for the turquoise hydrogen, that is likely to happen later this year. And we've also got a lot of work that's going on in the green hydrogen area. Particularly, these are larger scale projects that are going to take more time because of the scale of them. But Project Jupiter, for example, at Gladstone, there has been good progress to date. Things are going quite well. So, we'll have more to say as the year unfolds, but definitely we're quite excited about the opportunities.
Thanks, Scott. And just finally, we're obviously well and truly into the new year now. What's the company's key focus in the near term?
Well, hydrogen is going to be a complete game changer for the Australian and global energy markets. In the near term, and obviously that's our overriding focus, but in the near term, we have H2X releasing the Warrego. That will come out the next quarter. We have the power units. We've got 2 in the country. We're just going through certification right at the moment. Once that's done, we will install that for 2 Australian customers. We've got a number of other customers that are very keen on that product. So I expect more orders and more of those units to be manufactured. We also have H2X have launched a bus, which we're quite excited about. It'll be hydrogen-powered fuel cell bus, and that'll be available in the Australian market, and that's available essentially now for taking orders. We'll have further announcements around the Emerald Hydrogen at Caboolture. We expect that to take place this year. As I said, we'll have announcements quite shortly about that. We're looking in the garbage truck space to do a trial with a major garbage waste company, and that certainly be announced in the next 6 months. We're looking at the trial of this turquoise hydrogen. As I said, we'll operate a pilot plant, and the details will come out this year. So there's quite a lot of activity that's going to happen over the next 6 to 12 months.
Thanks, Scott. We'll be keeping a really close eye on how things progress for you, and all the best with it all. Thanks for joining me.
Great. Thanks, Alex.